Coach, floor is yours.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out tonight. Really excited for the season. Excited for the fact that they finished the way they did. Thought our defense played their butts off from start to finish. And offensively, we had some things that we wanted to get better on after the first half, to put it mildly. And the defense gave us a chance to kind of find our sea leg. And TJ settled down and had an incredible second half. The numbers I got here are 20, 26, 3 touchdowns, and 264 yards in the second half. And, you know, TJ's a really interesting personality. He's got a lot of confidence, and it oozes from him to the rest of our team. And nobody on the team or our staff ever lost hope or doubted for a second. We wanted to play better, and we encouraged it. And what you saw in the second half was an outstanding performance by TJ and the guys around him, and the defense kept it coming. You're going to get a chance to hear from Jordan Dunbar in a second, who I think led some tackles, had 2 unbelievable plays on the ball, I think on the same drive. Every time I looked up, it seemed like he was making a play on the ball. Just so proud of JD, so proud of the freshman we were able to get, and just a lot of things that I'm really thankful for these guys letting me hang around and be part of this ride. I feel like there's a lot of people in this program that have worked really hard for a long period of time to get it done like this, and really big news just to get it. That'll open up for any questions.
You say get it done like this. Kind of explain what you mean.
That's a quality football team on the other sideline. They're the nation's longest winning streak. They lost to Texas in the opener last year and hadn't lost since. There's a lot of things that happened in my life since then. So, you know, like, it's a big time win for our program. To do that out here, our home crowd, with a bunch of guys that never stopped them. And like I said, the defense started out, holy cow. And then just keep your pedal down, keep their pedal down the way that they did. It's a lot to be proud of. So you talk about a dub like this, again, I mean, there's been some great wins in this program, right? Since we've been around, whether it's beating Marshall up there in 20, or beating UAB at their place last year for the first time they lost at home. This is cool things, but to do this in our 3rd game of the 2022 season, and in the way these guys did it, they did it by playing well technically. They did it well by playing well, really physically. And the other thing we asked them to do was to play with great energy, physicality, and speed, and let everybody see how much they love their teammates. And they did that. So, sort of win my decision. That's what it done by decision. It's just good. Really good.
And then you mentioned those 2 big ones both on the road. Did they have to pull you out of here to different winning locker room here to come talk to us? What was that like?
Man, it was awesome. I would imagine that part's still going on. You got to keep me up right now. That's okay. The people I really put that for is JD and TJ, but I'm sure they'll catch up with it.
So I thought they were a very good front. I think we talked about it on Tuesday in the press conference how their defensive front was going to be a 3-4-2 gapping unit, and then they were going to really move laterally with extreme movement patterns. And I think you saw that, and our guys handled it pretty well. And then defensively, I thought our defense just really got some great push, whether it was in the throw game to get pressure on the quarterback. I'm trying to look down to see what they ended up running for. I know it wasn't much. 15 for 61 is what I have on here. And I just felt like our guys were in the backfield all night long. I felt like I was always seeing Blake Banish, Kenna, Isaiah Floyd. I mean, all those guys just all over the place all night long in their backfield, making plays, pulling the runner back. I thought our linebackers closed on some stuff great. I thought Chris Conte made great plays run and pass today. It was just fun to be a part of. Like I said, it was a fun sideline to be on. And yeah, that locker room party again was pretty cool. It's what we talked about at halftime. We talked about doing our part offensively. Like we just said, defense, you're doing awesome. Like offense is going to get it together. We are going to do this. We said we're going to come out here on the first drive and go put one in the box. And I know we got points on the first drive. Had the first drive in, Teach. First drive of the third quarter. I know we got points. I remember that much. Sorry, I got hit in the head on the sideline a lot tonight. Rosner for the Ted. Great. So we came out, we got points there. I guess retook the lead at that moment, but then the drive you're talking about, to go ahead and have an extended drive like that where we're pounding a little bit of meat. And then, you know, I just thought all night long, no matter whether we were running it or passing it on first and second down, what our team did protecting and executing on third down. Like, our third down number had to be outstanding. We ended up 9 of 15 on the night with a couple at the end where we were milking the clock. So, you know, you can live in that 66% world, which I think we've been the last 2 games. You're talking about leading America in third down. We were 6 of 6 in the red zone for the second game in a row. I mean, those are statistical numbers that win. Oh, I think it does. I mean, I think it's just that. I think we knew that this was our deepest team we've had, also our most explosive team. And when you got the line that can protect and the backs that will protect and TJ that delivers that ball, it's just a recipe for success. We've worked a long time to get this number of healthy guys that could run and catch the ball, you know, at the receiver position. And gosh, we're there. And it's a lot of fun. And, you know, the other one that nobody's talking about because he hasn't been playing lately is Cedric Patterson. And we'll look forward to having him back and join this group again soon. I think like anything great, it starts and ends with belief. Like, number one, you got to believe that you can do it. You got to believe that your teammates will do their 1/11th with you, and then you can go out and execute. And I think that's, if you ask these guys, I think they believe in their teammates. And that's a really good feeling. I've told you before, like, there were times where if somebody broke a shoestring and we were going to have to put a sub in the game, like, I wanted to call timeout and just sit there until we could repair the shoestring, right? And we're nowhere near that point. We've got a lot of guys that can roll through and play good football. And we've got 11 at any given time on offense or defense or special teams where we trust that they know what to do. We trust that they can get it done. And so you ask, what's it feel like? Man, it feels great. It feels like there's a lot of people, you know, from administration to right on down the line that did a lot of things for this program, allowed a lot of things to happen. And gosh, I'm glad everybody's getting rewarded for it today. And second in a row, Matt, make sure you put that on there. Yeah. You know, I think you're going to have to ask him that question because, again, we didn't, I was asked the question after halftime, like, were there a lot of halftime adjustments or did we just play better? And it's like, no, it's some and some, but like, there's always going to be a premium on execution. You know, you and I have talked about this many times in the past. Like, offensive football is a constructive process by nature, right? Because you really are depending on everybody to do their job so that it can get right. Whereas defensively, like 10 dudes could fall down and one goes and hits the quarterback before he throws the ball and the play works. So, you know, I think like as things were going in this game, it was just like, man, we've got to keep pounding. We're doing some good things. We were actually good in the first half on third down, but we were making errors and the ball was ending up with the other team, you know, and that's a problem, right? We knew coming into a heavyweight fight like this, turnovers would be a big deal and probably quite honestly should have been a bigger deal, but our defense just stood up the way they did and didn't allow the game to get out of the balance. And then once our offense woke up, we saw a pretty good second half. You got to enjoy this, right? Like, you should be smiling today. You've been with us the whole ride, man. Good. Yeah, a lot of sad, somber ones. Like, let's be happy.
All right, let's open it up for people on Zoom. Richard, you have a question?
Yeah, Coach, just talk about Luke's performance. I mean, he caught 10 passes and had a real good game. Just can you talk about Luke a little bit?
Yeah, Luke was, Matt asked me a question in the presser on Tuesday, like, I think it was Tuesday, it might have been post-practice, but when is Luke going to have his breakout game? And I was like, man, any game, it could be his breakout game because he's so talented. He's doing so much right, and TJ trusts him. And that's what you saw tonight, like 10 catches. I think he had 15 targets and 2 tuds. And it really could have been a third tud, but we got to make sure we, don't run out the back of the end zone there. That's really the only mistake I know that Luke made all day because he would have had that third touchdown right there. But what a great day, having 10 catches. And gosh, it seems like almost every one I can remember was either going to be one that was on third down or one that was in the red zone. I know there was actually one on first down when he motioned out, but not many. I mean, he kept the sticks moving. He and TJ's media factor was awesome. Roz stepped up and had a few big ones on third down as well. So I think Luke is coming. I think Luke is continuing to get better, which is scary because he's already really good and really dependable. The only thing is, now that sucker has jumped off sides twice in 2 games on plays that would have been touchdowns for him. So he's taking away his own stats right now, but we'll continue to work on that. That's one of the few things he's not doing well.
I think that's a great statement and a step for us in the right direction for this program. Obviously we have a lot more football left to play. That's a great program over there. We have to take this game, learn from it, learn from the good and especially the bad, because we're going to play a lot of teams later down the road where if, you make those little mistakes, if I have a first half again like that, we're not going to be able to win those games, Defense did a great job also. So going back to that, defense did a great job keeping us in the game, especially holding them. But yeah, I mean, just the team, we're going to learn from this and we're going to build upon it. So I think it's a great step in the right direction. I think I've always been like, even when I was a young guy, always good at, taking the next play, one play at a time, not thinking about what happened in the past. So I think this natural instinct just kind of kicked in. And I said, hey, I got my teammates, we've been working too hard. I can't let them down also. So I said, I got to tighten up, lock back in, get everything going and then just, do my job. So that's about it. What it was, just not letting my teammates down. Well, one, he became my roommate, so I kept on getting an earful about, hey, why don't you throw me the ball? No, I mean, it's been awesome. Guy has, everybody knows who his family is, NFL lineage. But he's a hard worker, everything that. So, don't even think about the genetics or, who he comes from. The kid's just a hard worker and he wants everything to be dialed in. So attention to detail. So as soon as he turned to receiver, he was talking to all the quarterbacks and said, hey, when can we throw? I want to be dialed in. He's like, I want to make a difference here. I feel like I can make a difference. And, he and I were on the same schedule going in the off season and even in the summertime. And, we are roommates. So we're just talking about, hey, like, when do you want to go throw? Let's work this. They work this, watch film together. So they just building that connection and chemistry. Oh, you're talking about the one to Luke? Okay, yeah. So I mean, just taking what they give us, taking, Coach Chewy and Coach Bloomgren calling the plays, taking what they give us, making sure I'm, executing the plays how they need to be. So that's basically all it was, just execution. This would still probably be a good, not great game. I need to put together a full game, I would say. First half, I got to clean up those mistakes. But second half, with my teammates and everybody else around me, we were able to bounce back as a team. So, we put together a full game like we put together 2 of those second halves. I think that'll be, a great game for us.